name of customer, their age, okay, and their profession. And this I have to do for 10 number of customers. In that case, it can be done using a for loop.
Right.
So let's say 1 to 10, that is one customer to 10 customer, accept their name, accept their age, and accept their profession. Okay, so that is the reason that whatever it is in our mind, I can write it in a simpler form, in the form of a syntaxes. So particularly Python is one of the tool which is that efficient, where you can write a lot of this recursive logics, where you can write a lot of this, let's say for loop is there. Subsequently, while 10 reaches to 1, get the
Right.
name, profession, and the third thing is age. Okay, so this is the reason that we talk, let's say C or let's say Python as a high level language, because that is quite closer to the programmer, easier for him or her to write down the syntaxes. Okay, now when a programming comes, eventually we uses a
And
lot of it.
Shakir, will you please share your screen?
Yeah, I have shared my screen.
Not yet. Now we are able to see your screen.
Is it?
So I was able to see it. I was able to see it from the start. Yeah.
Is my screen
I
visible?
can see it. Yes, I can see it.
Yes. Yeah. I hope the screen is visible, right?
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, so fair enough. So like when there is a programming comes, eventually we require some editor. So
Right.
typically, I'll write
Jupyter.
here it's
Yeah.
okay. So typically there are various editors which can be used. Just 1 second. So for Python idle is one thing which we can download from the internet. Python being an open source, so we do not require
Right.
to have any licenses. Okay, it
Right.
works for both Linux and Windows
Windows.
environment. Okay, subsequently for Mac. Okay, so I can have my Python idle, which can be fitted for Linux, Windows, or Mac. Subsequently, there is a Jupyter. Okay, which is a quite proficient tool, or which is quite proficient editor used by a lot of
Editor. Right. Yeah.
the third thing is Spider. Okay, so likewise, now how do I get it? So from internet, if I go for Anaconda, okay, and whatever the recent version, let's say might be 3.5, 3.6, okay. So if I ask for Anaconda download, it will take me to the cloud. Okay. Spare me for some time. I'm really not sure if you do have this setup. So that's the reason that I'm sharing it across.
Yeah,
For
yeah, I
already
need
done.
it. No, I don't have it. I need to set it up. So, well,
Okay.
we have it at work, but I need to do it personally too, so I can,
Okay.
practice and
So,
stuff. So I need to.
fair enough. Otherwise, maybe we may proceed. Okay.
No, go ahead. Yeah, I would like to download that too. So that's good.
Okay. So Anaconda recent version also you can see. Anaconda distribution 5.3.0. This is the recent one. Okay. That hardly makes any difference if you use some earlier downgraded version. Okay. Based on your requirements, the various packages can be externally integrated or externally added. Okay. So Anaconda distribution 5.3.0, it has taken you to that particular cloud environment, and you can ask him for download.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now, in this particular environment, there are various packages which comes built in. Okay. So as I stated, Python got the data pre-processing, data visualization, and data analysis. Okay, so for this very purpose, there are various other packages which are built in the Anaconda environment.
Right.
For an
Right.
example, Spider, these are the editors. Okay, NumPy and SciPy, these are the packages which are quite proficiently required for numerical computations and scientific computations.
Okay.
For example, if I have to do some matrix operations, I will require the NumPy to be integrated. Okay, so in Jupyter already it is there. When we write the program, we call this package in our program. Okay, SciPy is similar type of things. Okay, Pandas is required for data pre-processing and data filters. Okay,
Right. Right.
Matplotlib is required for your graphics or visualizations. Okay, Conda is that particular cloud environment which gives you the privilege of taking your programs to the cloud. Okay, and rest of the various packages which you can see like HoloViews, TensorFlow, Dask, a lot of them are for the analysis purposes. Okay, so to begin with, initially at least you will require to get the hands-on maybe with the Jupyter editor or Spider or Python IDE. That is up to us. Okay, and differently we will require to learn a lot of things from NumPy, SciPy, and Pandas. Okay, so and Matplotlib. This is the fourth thing.
Right.
As rightly you're stating about that, you may require to integrate a few things to the HTML environment. So maybe there's something cloud computations. It will be required over here. Okay, so at a gross, your Python programming, it should be comprising of handling the editor, first thing. Second thing, handling the numerical and scientific computations, doing some data pre-processing, plotting it, okay, and then handling your basic programs or integrating it to the HTML environment. Okay, so broadly, we can categorize it in this 5 different submodules. Okay.
Yeah. That'll be yeah. That's what I'm looking for basically. Yeah.
So as we are conversing first time, so I thought maybe I'll just go ahead with the demonstration, and maybe
that's good.
The table of contents can be finalized, or you may definitely suggest Shannon you. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Glimpses of this thing. Once I download my Anaconda Navigator, okay, I can find it in my search box. I'm using a Windows system, okay, which is a 64-bit Windows 10 operating system based on specifications, either a Linux system, Windows or Mac. I can suggest you some suitable installation. Okay. You have to take care of 32-bit or 60-bit, 64-bit installation. Okay. So yeah. So based on your native system of implementation, a suitable version of Anaconda can be suggested.
Right, gotcha. So I think I have a 64-bit only. 1 second.
Okay, so fair enough. Means maybe on the cloud, if we go for Anaconda recent version, it will take it to the Anaconda cloud. We will download it. It will be present on your computer, and in your search system you can see for Anaconda Navigator. So once you double click on it, eventually it will open up this particular environment. Okay.
Okay.
So where it got a Jupyter Lab, Notebook, Jupyter, then Spider. Qt console is the GUI. You can have your graphical user interface written over here. Okay. And then a lot of things, let's say Glue is for data visualization, you can integrate your Python code to R. R is another data visualization and analysis tool, RStudio. So there is a possibility of integrating your Python program to R. Okay. So likewise, once you get your Anaconda Navigator, you will have all these options fit to you. Now you can launch your Jupyter Notebook, which already I have done for my system.
So do you
Okay.
want me to go ahead and download the Anaconda version right now?
Yeah, it takes at least a couple of minutes. I appreciate if you can actually download and then maybe we can resume a couple of minutes. That's also is fine.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to download it. 1 second. I can share my screen too to see it there.
Just give me 2 minutes.
Yeah. So basically, when I click download, right, it's asking me just Python 3.7 or 2.7 version. I can go for 3.7, but don't we need the whole package? Or when I click on the 3.7 version of Python, it's going to get me all of that Jupyter, NumPy, and Pandas and everything.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
Once you get anything from the Anaconda environment and Jupyter, you will have required for Python.
Okay.
Exceptionally, you may have to upgrade anything particularly out of it. For example, but for SciPy, NumPy, Matplotlib, that doesn't require any upgradation. So which version you are downloading now?
So Anaconda version, wait 1 second. I think Anaconda 3 2019.03 it says, and Python version 3.7 is what I'm downloading. Is that right?
Yeah, fair. So maybe if you're clear with which Python version you require, based on it you can download.
I require 3 is better. We have 2 too, but I think 3 is better.
Okay, fair enough. And merely you can uninstall Python 3.7 and you can externally install, let's say, Python 3.5. That also is possible.
Okay. Yeah, it's installing. So we can continue while it does install.
Okay. So it's going to take a couple of minutes, meantime.
Okay.
And basically it is a runtime editor. So I guess you will have 2 browsers. So let's say if I'm using Mozilla for regular internet surfing, then the Jupyter may be taken up to Mozilla or maybe Internet Explorer. Okay. So likewise, you will be able to once you get your Anaconda Navigator installed, you will be able to get this particular screen. Once you launch your Jupyter Notebook, okay, it will take you to the internet browser. Okay. where you will be writing your scripts.
Right.
It takes a couple of seconds.
Okay.
Anyways, apparently I got my Jupyter notebook over here. Okay.
Right.
Now,
Right.
if I had to create a new program, that is possible. Let's say you can have your files. Should we wait for your installation or we'll proceed? Or at
No,
least
we can proceed. No, I think we can proceed. Yeah. It's
Okay.
still installing. So.
And doesn't matter, we can again revise it once you get the appropriate setup with you. Okay.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
once the Jupyter is opened up, you can see that there are certain files, running files and clusters. Okay. So out of files, it can actually show you if there are any Python programs or any data which is present in your particular folder. Okay. So let's say for me, I'm maintaining my programs on the desktop part 1 data pre-processing. Okay. So for me, this is the folder where I'm working with my program. Now, if I have to upload, I can upload certain programs. Okay.
Right.
Or there is a new, and you can see that new Python 3. Okay. So once I click on new Python 3, it will give me a blank editor window.
Okay.
Okay. Where you can write your course.
Right. Okay.
So what is the advantage of Python and Jupyter is you can have different patch of course, like
Then you can
this is
execute.
carrying my one logic, this is carrying my another logic, this is carrying my third logic. Okay. So likewise, a
You can execute
stepwise
bits and pieces, right?
yeah, we can execute for a particular patch of course.
Right.
And as it is a editor, so as like a word editor or notepad, it gives us a lot of other options. Okay. Like
Right.
I can make a copy of it, I can rename, I can save it, I can download it as a Python program in different formats.
Okay.
Okay. For example, a Python Jupyter file is normally stored with an extension of IPNB,
Right. Yeah.
or it can be stored as a Python file .py. It can be an HTML file. Okay.
Right.
Or LaTeX or PDF. These are normally used for the various documentations. Okay. So likewise, apart from it, it can be directly printed and so forth. Second thing is editor. So now Jupyter, we are operating it in the form of different cells. So this is my cell 1, this is my cell 2. Okay. So likewise, I can cut my cells, copy down, delete the cells, or split the cells in different formats. So like
Right.
as there are the various options in editor, maybe Notepad, maybe WordPad, similar type of editing options are possible in Jupyter.
Right.
View. So toggle the header, you can label your programs, you can put some comments. Okay. You can toggle the line numbers, maybe as a part of your program scripting manipulation. Okay. Insertion of cells. Okay. The various cell options, running the cells. So do I want to run a particular cell? Do I want to run all the cells? Okay.
Right.
Means you have a 50 patch of course and I want to execute 1 to 5. So I can be here and I can ask him to run all above cells. Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then kernel. Now kernel is what? When you're running your code, there is a kernel program which is executing. Okay. So So a couple of times it may happen that your program may go in infinite loop and the system is hanging. Okay. In that case, you can either restart your execution, restart and clear your execution, okay, or you can interrupt it.
Right.
If your system is taking a lot of time, maybe you want some data, let's say 21 recently. Now I'm coming across an Excel sheet which is having 21 lakhs of samples. Okay. So definitely that is going to cause certain computational load on computer. Okay. And now if it is hanging, I can interrupt, that is I can block my execution and then it is done. Okay. So
Right.
is this clear by the time?
Yeah, it's clear. Yeah.
Okay. May I know, are you taking down these things? So maybe appropriately I can slow down my pace. I just want to.
No, I'm good so far. I'm good so far. So whatever notes I'm taking down as we speak. So you're good.
Okay. Is my pace fine for it?
Yeah, your
Or
pace
should
is
I?
fine. Yeah. No, this is good. Don't have to change anything.
So, okay. So by the time, are the things clear for Jupyter?
Yeah, they're clear. So far, so good.
Okay. Could you correlate it to some another notepad editor probably you would have used earlier? Or you may correlate it to WordPad or Notepad, or maybe
Yeah, I'll
HTML.
try it. Not HTML. Basically, it's an editor, right? So I think we're good so far. So.
Okay. Okay. So again, Python, a notepad file, Python Jupyter file is stored with the extension of .ipnb, ipynb. Okay. A Python idle, which is a native editor for Python, it can be externally downloaded. Those files are stored with .py extension. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So that only is the
So
difference.
if we have a native editor for Python, why do we need? It's probably easier to use Jupyter than the native Python idle editor. Is that why we use Jupyter?
Jupyter, it gives us debugging facility. You can select the code and you can
right.
as
Yeah.
Python editor, you have to run it thoroughly. Okay. Second thing is people feel Jupyter editor is quite, the GUI is a bit fancy. Okay. A lot of options and so on and so forth. And second thing is there is a breakpoint you can apply the interrupts. Okay. But different as such there is no issue of why should not go for Python idle. Okay. Definitely people go for IDE.
No, I think we use Jupyter too. Yeah, we also use what I mean to say is at work that's the approved method to go. So that's good.
Okay, okay. That's perfectly fine, as in either of it is suitable for us for our purposes. Now any of your programs normally starts with incorporating a couple of packages. So gradually we are going to discuss a lot of things individually. Okay.
Right.
So just giving an glimpses of a particular program, which is a data pre-processing program for me. Okay. So it requires the basic Python programming from NumPy, Matplotlib, and Pandas. Okay. So I require these libraries to be added. I'm just demonstrating this thing. We can go ahead and start with some basics, maybe at some next stage. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So for data pre-processing, for an example, I may require these 3 packages. So to begin my program, I import these libraries. Okay.
Okay.
So in Jupyter, NumPy is there, Pandas is there, SciPy library is there, package, but I need to import them in my source program. Okay.
Okay.
All that is present that need to be imported. I guess this is brought down. Okay. Now, NumPy is a built-in package, but I can import it as a NP. So whenever next time I use this, I can use it with a
You
short
can
form
just
NP.
mention NP. Okay.